Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of episode 5 of the Super Rad Podcast. Once again, I'm Tooth.
Michael.
I'm not Nick anymore.
Ooh, name change.
He has changed himself.
He is now Sir Nicholas.
Of Gerlachian.
we are not Nick anymore.
Whoa, symbiote style. Okay, March has been ridiculously intense with video game releases.
It's pretty intense.
We got the new Kid Icarus game coming out.
Pretty awesome. Pretty jacked.
New Silent Hill just came out.
Scary.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out. I mean, this has been the month.
Yeah.
Like, for awesome...
For AAA titles.
Yeah. Old franchises, too.
Born Again.
New entries and old franchises.
Maybe people are playing those games for the first time.
Yeah, so... Really stoked on that. Really, you have to get the Kid Icarus game.
Yeah, if you have a 3DS and you're listening, just
please
do yourself a favor and buy Kid Icarus.
Support it, please.
It's very good. There's no doubt about that.
So, of all the old franchises that are kind of getting, not reboots, but, you know, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Tekken wasn't around for a while. Kid Icarus, okay.
20 years.
Yeah, last time he made an appearance was...
The 80s.
No, Smash.
Oh yeah.
Super Smash Brothers.
That was pretty cool to see him in Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
I think that's what kind of people got
the ball rolling.
Yeah, people got excited to see him again. And
maybe with Ness and the Earthbound. I mean, I don't want to, you know, somebody's...
If you know Nintendo's stance
somebody's
on that,
pissed off that's listening right now and they heard Ness.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble.
But you never know. You never know.
It's not going to happen. What are your favorite newer games from an old franchise?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I'd say for me, probably Street Fighter. I mean, they perfected Street Fighter with Street Fighter 4. To me, that's the best fighting game I've ever played in my life, and I love fighting games. I mean, everything is just so balanced, like, it's just so smooth. It's like butter, man. You can play that shit all night.
It's like butter.
It's like butter. I mean, come on now. You got focus attacks, you got overhead attacks, you got ultra combos, super combos, online, trials. You got new characters, you got old characters, you got...
They did, yeah.
You got Evil Ryu now. I mean...
4 really did kind of change the game.
That just... Every other fighting game now is just like, oh, that's cool, but there's always Street Fighter 4. To me, in the back of my head, just flexing. Really. Yeah. Just flexing nuts. Yeah. I mean, that game's the shit. No doubt.
Definitely is the undisputed champ.
No doubt, man. What about for you? What I know you're a big Silent Hill junkie, and there's been some recent. There's been more Silent Hill games within like this last year or year and a half period than probably ever before.
Been too good.
The quality's been pretty lacking. I would agree. Not quite up to par.
Some turds. What was the one for PSP? Shattered Memories?
Shattered Memories, I believe.
Or was that the one for Wii?
Or Book of Memories?
No, it's called... No, I think
something with Memories.
It's Shattered Memories, I think.
And then there was one for...
one for PSP sucks, people. You can beat it in like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's really not...
The story's stupid.
If you see it for $5 and you love Silent Hill, that'll wet your whistle, but...
Yeah, but coming from like... someone like me that loves that series
if you
so
love
much.
It though, if you're diehard,
you're gonna be let down.
Yeah, if you're bummed out. If you're a casual fan, maybe, but if you're diehard, it's really gonna just piss you off.
Yeah. I'd have to say I'd probably have to agree with Street Fighter just because of like the amount of old and new at the same time.
Yeah,
you can't argue with it. I mean,
it's just so good
because it's different. Like with reboots.
They didn't change anything that you wanted to stick around.
Exactly.
Totally.
And like reboots are different, you know, because then you're going to compare it to the original. So that's why I was asking, you know, an older series but a newer kind of game.
I would say like maybe ask the question of the opposite. What series did they reboot where you think they just fucked that shit up?
Oh man.
To me, Ninja Gaiden, I'll say right away.
Really? I liked the first one.
They were cool,
on
but the Ninja Gaiden 3 that just came out, it probably came out maybe today. It might be out. It's within this week.
Oh yeah, that was the other one I forgot to leave out.
It's just come out within around this time when we're recording it. Probably when you'll hear it. It's probably out by now when you'll hear it. And I don't know how much you trust IGN. I don't trust them very much. You know,
I don't. I'd never. Really
I mean, they're owned by Fox News, but that's a whole other thing. But they gave it
nothing to do with their reviews.
No,
their reviews are just usually
you never know. I mean,
way off.
They're still hiring people, but yeah, they gave it a 3.0, and that's like anything lower than a 5 is just trash. Because to me, like the new game scale is like 5 is like 1 star, 6 is like 2 stars, 7, 3, so on and so forth. Like anything below a 5 is just like totally a 0. I mean, and when you get a 3.0, that's bad.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like that might be one to avoid then. But the rest that are coming out, I mean, Icarus looks amazing.
The graphics are phenomenal.
Downpour, I'm not going to even comment on because I'm so biased that it you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to listen to me about that. Of course, I think it looks amazing, and I'm going to get it real soon, but it's getting kind of mixed reviews.
Hopefully it's not a fucking stinker.
Yeah. A little shout out to episode 3, huh?
That's right.
Alright, so, like I said, thank you guys so much for interacting with us. I got a lot of your guys' comments, suggestions, and whatnot.
Trolling jokes.
Yeah, we did get some good trolls and some
always
funny
love a
jokes,
good troll.
Yeah, thanks guys, you assholes. In conjunction with episode 3, we asked what your greatest haul was, and
ooh, I'd love to hear this.
Yeah, a good friend of me and Nick's, Billy Donovan, responded with Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. Woo! And Metal Slug 3 for $10.
Does that mean a piece or all together?
He didn't specify.
If that's all together, that's dope, man.
Even if you're getting those at $10 a piece,
yeah, I mean,
you're getting paid.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you got them all for $10, Billy, we're coming for you.
Yeah, we'll meet you at your house. All right, you know, we know where you live.
But I thought that was a great.
That's a kick-ass haul right there.
Yeah, that means you robbed someone and felt bad, so you left a
$10 bill.
The 10 fell out of his pocket when he was pulling out his 45.
Left an Alex Hammy on the counter.
Oh man.
So yeah, Billy, you definitely win that, man. We're also talking. Mark asked a great question. HD collections are the huge thing that's going on
really
right
big,
now.
real big.
With HD collection reboots of Metal Gear, Silent Hill, and soon the Resident Evil series.
Zone of Enders,
Yep.
Crash Bandicoot, I've heard is in the works. Shenmue is actually, the HD collection is completed, I've read online, but Sega's withholding it for the correct release window.
Yeah, and it's been done for over a year.
Now, I mean, fanboys will poop their pants.
November release?
Yeah, that's a good point. They're probably waiting for this
that
holiday.
is when all the big games do come out.
They might put it out on the Wii U and just fucking blow people's minds. I mean, think about that.
Maybe.
You never know. I mean, Sega's a shifty company.
Yeah. So the HD collection thing's super popular. Do you guys think it's a good thing or just another attempt to squeeze like more cash out of us?
I'm a huge fan of, say, like, alright, like Silent Hill. I love Silent Hill 2. That's probably the best horror game that anyone will ever make in the history of mankind. I
would love to see a graphical update.
Exactly. Like,
Silent Hill 1.
Wow, that's a whole other
2,
thing.
the graphics
I
aren't
can
even
take
that
it or
bad,
leave it.
so.
Yeah, they're not that bad. 1 is a whole other deal, but to me, like, as a fan, if it's priced right, then it doesn't look like a money grab.
Right.
But at the same time, like, they're collections. It's not one game. It's a collection. You're getting more than one game for your buck. And
Metal Gear collection.
That's pretty nasty. Yeah, that sounds like it could be in my disc tray for a long time.
There's another school of thought on it where you could be a person that's never even played the game, then the HD collection's your first experience with it. And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I think it would be a great thing because you're introducing people to new series. Well,
and it's
new to them.
Still the same gameplay.
Generally.
And you're getting, like we said, not one game. It's like 2, 3, and 4. Whatever.
What would you do for your kids? Would you make them play the originals first?
I don't think I'm gonna make them play anything.
Well, I mean, it's like
to.
Star Wars. Do you let them watch 1, 2, and 3, or do you let them watch 4, 5, and 6?
No, 1, 2, 3 aren't even. No.
They don't even know about that.
Yeah, and they never will.
They better not.
Yeah, no. So, well, obviously, it would be the originals for me, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Chris Klein responded with a great comment that I agree with a lot. He said, maybe if it was a shittier series of games, but I have no supporting those titles, like, would replay, like, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Resident Evil series. I agree with Chris, like, 100%. I mean, if it was a crappier Crash Bandicoot, I'm sorry. I don't
know. They
were fun.
And that might be a rumor. That might be a rumor. I don't know if that's legit, so don't take me up on that. But I've read pretty deep into it.
We are lying to people now. Good job, Mike.
I know this.
I'm just messing around.
Maybe the HD graphical redo could come back with some tighter controls too.
Yeah. Ooh.
But then
that's
then you're getting that's
and then if you consider
risky
video games
territory.
art, like
that's almost a reboot. You know what I mean?
yeah.
if you consider it art, do you
'Cause
go back
the
and
next
add?
Yeah, the next thing I was gonna say.
No,
is,
then you're pulling George Lucas.
Exactly.
What are we gonna have special editions of freaking
Special edition
games?
Mario 64 and all that?
I mean, haven't they been saying they're gonna?
Well, what about when they port stuff to DS from Super Nintendo?
Dude.
Or to DS from
Well, it's usually
even Nintendo 64?
well, it's just usually just graphical updates. That's all.
yeah.
Control schemes are altered. Mario
Yeah.
64 is a prime example of the DS. They just totally changed the controls.
How often is there like additional mini games or side quests though? Not very often.
Mario 64, again, you should use that as an example. They added, you could play as Luigi, you could play as Wario, and you could play as Yoshi, and it changed the whole game.
See, it's crazy.
So they're not always making.
But it was a great game.
Yeah,
It was
no,
a
it is
great game.
It's just crazy because it's like,
Does Picasso go back and add a few
yeah,
more
I
drops
mean,
of paint?
it gives you a reason to buy it, but you should already want to buy it because you know how good it is. Like, I don't know.
It's a rub.
It is.
It's definitely a catch-22. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
that.
so I'm glad some people responded to that.
Just before we get off the subject of reboots, you might like this, Nick. I know they're updating the great Final Fantasy X. They're putting it on PlayStation 3 and the new PlayStation Vita, which is out and tanking horribly, but
yeah, and
people that have it enjoy it. I know that. I know people that do have the Vita really love it.
It's going to be like it's going to be an HD reboot.
Yeah.
They're not changing anything.
They're not changing.
They're just putting it in HD.
They're not changing Titus's corny laugh, which still makes me feel weird, but
Voice acting, the worst thing that ever happened to that franchise.
yeah, you just like
Except for Blitzball. At 11.
Yeah, Blitzball and Final Fantasy 11.
I'm a purist. I don't ever thought voice acting should have never, ever. No.
luckily Link still doesn't have a voice.
Yeah, it just makes noises,
Yeah.
which is really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be neat. To see in HD, because 12 didn't have pre-rendered backgrounds like 10 did on
The
PS2.
graphics were beautiful in 10.
Well, pre-rendered stuff on a PS2, what that can do. I mean, they were.
Yeah, it's nasty.
And imagine the cutscenes updated.
Xanarkin looked like Enter the Void.
Yeah. If anyone's seen that Gasper No film, it was very similar.
Yeah, it was pretty mind-blowing the first time I saw it.
What an excellent game.
Alright, and we actually got asked a question, and this is from Ryan McCallahan. He says he's got a choose or die question for us.
Whoa.
Best video game movie crossover. He goes with Super Mario Brothers, mostly because of John Leguizamo. So Ryan, I gotta give you props for that.
That takes balls.
Yeah, I give you props for that.
So best video game movie?
Well, yeah, that's
Best
the
video game
cross-
turned into
yeah.
a movie?
What do you think my answer is?
Absolutely yours is Silent Hill.
Yep.
And that might be the best one. I mean, I'm a film nut, and that's just
Do we count?
It's not bad. It's not a bad film.
Do we count Advent Children as an anime or as a
Ooh.
full-blown film?
Advent.
Do we count the spirits within as existing?
No.
No. That, as far as I'm concerned.
Because I constantly see it on VHS and get angry.
Okay, so we're
Thinking
set
about
on that. That does not
Yeah.
exist.
No, but no, we gotta think.
Ooh,
we gotta think of the best.
Advent Children. You took the words out of my mouth.
So Advent Children's
Children's
really?
fucking
Okay.
nasty. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy
I know.
VII, you'll get a boner.
I let Nick borrow it and he loved it.
Ooh, that movie's
I'm a
dope.
huge Leguizamo guy, but I probably gotta go Advent Children too.
Oh, it's just
Alright.
it's just so good.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Silent Hill.
Cloud got even more badass, and I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, me neither. We have also asked a poll on Super Ed on the Facebook page. Duke Nukem
Ooh,
or Doom?
dude, I don't know. Those are two hard ass motherfuckers. I mean,
I went with the Space Marine.
I
I was the only one who voted for Doom.
if I'm getting in a
but-
fight, I want Duke Nukem with my back. I
Okay.
mean, he's all out of bubblegum, and he's about to kick some ass.
Duke Nukem has funnier sound bites, and on that basis, I'll go with Doom.
That's respectable. I respect
Okay, all right. Fair enough. I think I like the silent badass.
I'm all out of bubblegum.
No, that's why I went with Doom.
Oh, you're going with Doom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Threw
thought
me
you
a
said-
curveball.
Yeah, I thought you said Duke. I'm sorry.
I guess
He was a little too cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah,
he was pretty much like the 90s incarnate.
yeah. He was kind of weak.
But guys, keep doing this because we want
Yeah,
to hear what you have
please.
to
Yeah,
say.
thank you guys so much for interacting and just continue to.
It's fascinating, really.
Yeah, that just gives us more stuff to talk about. So, thank you guys again and keep interacting. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/official superrad. I'm Tooth.
Michael?
We are Nick again.
And thanks for guys for tuning in to episode 5.
Get rad.
Stay rad.
Be rad.